People who work in IT, what's the wildest thing you've discovered while at work? I worked IT at a small high school called Riverside Academy. The principal kept bugging me about slow internet in the teacher's lounge. She called me 3 times in 1 week saying the Wi-Fi was terrible, and teachers couldn't even check their email. I figured it was probably the old microwave interfering with the signal, or maybe their cheap router was dying. Nothing too crazy. But when I went to check the network, I noticed something weird. There was a new device connected called Wildest. I'd never seen that name before. I pinged it and got a response, which meant it was active. I tried to SSH into it but couldn't get access, so I fired up a network sniffer to see what kind of traffic it was sending. The packets weren't normal web traffic or file transfers. They were audio packets. Live audio streaming from somewhere inside the school building. My stomach dropped. Someone was broadcasting sound from inside our school, and I had no idea who or why. It took me 3 hours to trace the signal through our network. The trail led me to a maintenance area above the janitor's closet. I had to crawl through this tiny space with dust everywhere, following Ethernet cables. That's when I found it. Hidden behind some old insulation was a Wi-Fi camera disguised as a smoke detector. But this wasn't just recording video. It had a tiny directional microphone attached, pointing straight down at the hallway below. Someone had been listening to conversations in our school. I ripped it out immediately and started checking other areas. I found 4 more devices. One in the girls' locker room hidden behind a vent. Another in the staff meeting room taped under a table. Even one in the nurse's office stuck behind her computer monitor. I collected all the evidence and called the school board that same day. They started an investigation but told me not to say anything to anyone until they figured out who was responsible. A week later, our janitor Kevin quit out of nowhere. No 2 weeks notice. Just left a typed note on the principal's desk saying he was moving out of state for family reasons. He cleaned out his closet and disappeared. Everyone assumed Kevin was the creep who planted the cameras. Case closed, right? Wrong. The next month, the Wi-Fi device came back online. This time it was called Voices 2, and it was broadcasting from somewhere outside the school property. I immediately set up a fake signal trap to trace the new location. The signal was coming from an apartment building across